Yo, what's up internet? My name is Anthony, and today I want to finish off the prospects with 4 potential draft picks at quarterback, running back, and wide receiver. Keep in mind these guys are going to be mid-round picks to late-round picks, and for those of you guys wondering why quarterback is on this list, it's because I always think you should draft a developmental quarterback every 3 to 4 years because of how hot the commodity is. Anyway, let's go. We start with the quarterbacks and Luke Falk, Washington State. Falk is a big, strong quarterback who works well in the pocket. He could be an excellent backup for Derek Carr with some long-term potential. His arm strength is average at best, and his ability to throw the deep ball is a concern. He loves throwing outside the numbers and has a pretty good throwing technique. Falk still needs to work on anticipation and timing, but that can be developed. I think he can be an average NFL starter, and that's worth a lot in today's NFL. Next, we have Tanner Lee, Nebraska. Physical ability is not going to be a problem for Lee. He's 6'4" with a big arm and a quick release. He could be drafted based on just how good he looks physically. The problem is his decision making. Lee threw a lot of interceptions in college and has bad anticipation. The ceiling is there for this guy to develop. If Gruden can get him to play well, the Raiders could have a valuable trade piece in the future. Another quarterback is Alex Mago, Florida International. Mago is flying under the radar in NFL drafts and has been meeting with a good amount of teams. He's big enough at 6'2" and has a pretty good arm. He has decent stats and the physical gifts needed to play quarterback. He has a lot of what you look for in a quarterback and can develop. My guess is Mago goes earlier than expected as the draft arrives. Lastly, for the quarterbacks, we have Nick Shimonik, Texas Tech. He is worth taking a shot late in the draft. He has all the physical tools at 6'4" and can drive the ball with amazing velocity. Shimonik doesn't have very much college experience and needs to learn to anticipate. He tends to stare down receivers, but he has shown the ability to go through progressions. I think he can be a solid NFL backup quarterback in his career. Now, we shift over to running backs and we start with Kalen Ballage, Arizona State. Size and physical abilities are there for Ballage. He has an excellent body with nice speed and burst. As a receiver, he's very nice out of the backfield. He has soft hands, and being a third down back with occasional runs up the middle might be his best role. The vision is severely lacking, and he doesn't use his size well. He will have to be on special teams and find a role early. Next, we have Jaylen Samuels, NC State. I don't know if running back is Samuels' true role, but he fits a lot of roles. He can play tight end, fullback, running back, but lacks a true position. When he lines up in the slot, he can be a major mismatch. That is why I want Samuels. He can do a lot of things well enough that can cause problems for offenses. I don't think he's a special player, but he's versatile and worth a pick in the later rounds. Another running back is Rock Thomas, Jacksonville State. Thomas will be a 6th round pick or later, but was a 5-star prospect. He looks the part. Thomas runs with excellent power, has good quickness and vision. His hands are sneaky good as a pass catcher, and he can do a lot. The problem is, as big as he is, he doesn't play like it. Thomas runs hot and cold and often looks too much for the big play. The talent is there for a guy to be picked late in the draft though. Lastly, for the running backs, we have Ito Smith, Southern Miss. I don't know if Smith has a proper role with the Raiders, but I think pass catching back will be his best role. His problem is he's very small for running back and doesn't have the suddenness of an NFL running back. However, his vision and running style give you plenty to work with. Ultimately, I think his role is too similar to Jalen Richard to find a spot, but I think he's worth a look in the 7th round. Now, we switch to the receivers, and we start with Anthony Miller, Memphis. Miller is highly productive and plays with a massive chip on his shoulders. He will make sure nobody will outwork him. He's very sudden, quick, and will be an excellent slot receiver. His long speed is a question mark, but he will work very well out of the slot. His hands are a little bit of a question mark, but I think he's worth a shot to replace Seth Roberts. The upside is higher with him, and I hope he replaces Roberts. Next, we have Deshaun Hamilton, Penn State. Hamilton runs very good routes and uses his size to make tough catches. He's a hard worker and works best as a slot receiver. McKenzie loves guys like him in the locker room, and he is extremely unselfish. The problem is, his athletic ability isn't there and the burst is very lacking for a slot receiver. I think he's worth getting onto the team and he'll fit right in with the culture. Another wide receiver, Jaleel Scott, New Mexico State. He's huge at 6'5" and always fights for the ball in the air. Scott is very lanky and the strength is surprising, and he uses it well. The problem is, he's not a very good route runner and doesn't really have the speed to get away from defenders. He fits the role of a red zone threat and might best be used as a jump ball specialist. He has a lot to work on, but his size gives him a huge advantage. Lastly, we have Jake Wieneke, South Dakota State. Here's another guy with great size and jump ball ability. His route running is smooth and he knows how to track the ball. The problem is, he doesn't really have NFL type ability. He's not very quick to get away from defenders, and the speed definitely isn't there to get away. Wieneke will have to fight for a roster spot, but his jump ball abilities will be good in the red zone, giving him a shot in the NFL. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Like the video if you enjoyed, thumbs down if you didn't, and have a good day.